I'm in the early stages. Let's see. Okay. I'm in the early stages of expanding entity footprint and starting with Web 2s. You advise on creating branded assets specifically for locations with a GBP. Following that, I made location-specific assets for the one location with a GBP, adding the location modifier to the usernames and page titles. However, these assets aren't appearing in brand searches on Google. Not yet. They won't, but they will. I'll tell you how. Okay, let me finish answering or reading the question, and then I'll tell you exactly how to do it. Unlike the location-neutral assets that represent the brand as a whole. They also haven't been indexed yet, even though I linked to them from the GBP. That's correct. That doesn't matter. They don't have to be indexed for Google to be aware of them. Linking to them with the GBP forces Google to be at least aware of them. They will index when you build some authority to those properties. Okay, that's precisely why we do what we do with semantic links, which is where we build the branded network, the branded assets right up front in the first month, or if it's a one-off, people can buy branded assets bundle, and I recommend that as the start of all campaigns. Get branded assets bundle #1, which includes an ID page. And this is why. Because an ID page is a significant entity component, and an ID page is where you reference all of those branded and supporting asset URLs in any other page URL. Let me demonstrate this. I have to demonstrate this, guys. Okay, this is an ID page, right? So let's go do a quick geolocated search for a minute. Okay, so we're going to go Louisville, KY. We're going to search for Louisville Spelling Pro. All right. I want you guys to see this. Here's for this is for you, buddy. Okay. Because yes, when you just build a branded Web 2.0 network, guys, that has no links built to it, it's got minimal content on the profile pages and everything else. Why would Google index those? You have to give Google a reason to index them. Okay. So let's give Google the reason, which is why we do what we do at Semantic Links in the specific order in which we do it, which is first build the branded assets, which is a 15 property Web 2.0 network, which includes a Google site. We have the ID page, which ties everything together, by the way, the Press Advantage organization page, a batch geomap. Those are the main elements that go into which in the batch geomap comes with the cloud page. So all of those are the main elements that go into the branded asset bundle. And then once those assets are all generated or created, published, we get them back from into the branded Web 2.0 and the batch geomaps come from vendors. The other assets we build. Once we have all that, we then consolidate all of that into the ID page. And the ID page becomes a link building target, a tier 0 link building target, right? That's what this graphic shows right here. Do you understand? The ID page is now the reference point for all of those page URLs that have accurate information published about that specific branded location. And you reference all of those page URLs, every one of them that you can find that is indexed in Google that has accurate information published about the business. You reference them in the ID page. And then the ID page should be designated in the ID field of the local business schema that goes on the location landing page of that project. And then you should build links to the ID page consistently and regularly so that you can force Google to recognize those other assets. That's the whole point. And also reference them in the same as attributes of the local business schema as well. Okay, does that make sense? So take a look at this, guys. This is an ID page here, right? And when I say reference all of the page URLs that have accurate information published about the business, that is going to be, in this case, a lot of these assets here and in the Web 2.0 network, which I omit from this workbook because I use this workbook for demonstration purposes. But for clients, we always have the Web 2.0 network down here with the 15 properties and the login details and the profile URLs and all that stuff here, right? So all of those plus any other external page URLs that we can find on the web that have accurate information published about this particular location are going to get referenced in the ID page. How do we do that? Well, we do it a number of ways. We either embed them or hyperlink to them with traditional embeds and hyperlinks, as you see here. This is the money site. This is the location landing page. This is a link to the location landing page. This is the blogger blog, the branded blogger blog, okay, which from the content mirroring method. This is the Press Advantage organization page, okay, batch geomap, citation vault, Google Business Map profile embed, or excuse me, Google Business Profile map embed, name, address, phone number, website information, links to the service pages, links to the location pages. All of those are reference points. right? That validate data that Google understands about this business. But what about all the other page URLs that I just mentioned? All the other Web 2.0 assets, all the other citations, both structured and unstructured citations, press releases, etc. They're all referenced here, guys. There's over 200 URLs in this G sheet. Over 200 URLs. I think there's 212 or something like that. These are all page URLs that have accurate information published about this specific brand location, right? I teach this in the mastermind, right? It's in the training. But you see any one of these links here that we click on are going to open up to a branded or supporting asset, whether it's a regular business directory listing or a Web 2 or a press release or something, it doesn't matter. There's over 200 branded and support page URLs that are referenced right here alone. And then we build links to it consistently over time. To prove it, take a look. This is the link building sheet right here. Tier 1 links, right? So tier 1 links link to the ID page because the ID page is a tier 0 asset. So where are the tier 1 links to the ID page? Right here, right? We do this for all campaigns, guys. Tier 1 links. Tier 1 links link to usually a anchor text link to the money site, anchor text link to the ID page, and a Google Map embed. That's how we typically build links at tier 1, right? Then tier 2 links would be links that link specifically to tier 1 assets, right? So come back over here. What do we look at? Tier 2 links. What are the links that we're building links to? Sometimes we build links to other tier 1 posts, but sometimes we build links to branded tier 1 assets, Batch GeoMap, Google Sites, etc. These are cloud pages right here. Those aren't ID pages. Those are additional cloud pages, right? So I have it take, remember, my Web 2.0 network is not referenced here because it would have login details and everything else. And so anyways, but adding the additional like Blogger, Tumblr, WordPress, Weebly, all of those would go here as tier 1 target URLs so that we could build tier 2 links to them, right? But you can reduce the number of links that you need by consolidating all of those assets into the ID page and then building links to the ID page so that you only have one link building target as opposed to 200 link building targets. Do you understand? If I would have to build links individually to all 200 plus of those page URLs there in order for me to achieve what I can do by building links to the ID page where all of those page URLs are referenced. Is that clear? And again, guys, then this @ID page URL should be referenced in the schema for the money site, for the location landing page, which is going to be this page right here. So if we go take a look at the schema validator right here, we go look at the location landing page. Local business schema, what does it say in the @ID field? It is referencing the ID page URL. You understand? And so I mentioned all that and I said, let's go look at the brand search, and we didn't even look at the brand search. So let's go look at the brand search, right? Show you exactly what I mean. Take a look at this, guys. Every single top asset here, Google Sites, that's the ID page. There's blog. So that's .blog. That's one of WordPress.com blogs. That's one of their domains. So Louisville Felling Pro on LouisvilleFellingPro.finance.blog. Excuse me. That's finance.blog, which is one of WordPress locations. Here is main website. MapQuest, Yahoo Finance, one of the press releases. Derby City Tree, that's a Brandjacker site. Another main website URL, right? Go look at page 2. What is page 2? Strikingly, that's one of the Web 2.0 assets. By the way, that is not, look at it, open it up. Like, shit, I'm going to have to go back and click page 2 again. Look at this. Is there any reason this page should be indexed? There's no content on the page other than a YouTube video and some links to the other branded assets, right? And this even has incorrect location information. That's not where the business is located anymore. And so this is an incorrect citation. However, it's still a branded asset, right? So I'm just pointing this out because there's Facebook, Nextdoor, Citation Vault. There's Tumblr, Apple, Google Sites, Cake.me, Press Advantage organization page, right? You guys see page after page after page for a branded search query are branded and supporting assets. This entity is well established. That was by design. That was done intentionally. That wasn't an accident. You understand? That's what the ID page strategy is for. That building branded and supporting assets and spoon feeding that data back into Google, right? So that Google builds that knowledge graph with these branded and supporting assets the way that we want it to, at least to the best that we can, right? We try to force Google to build this the way that we want. Doing this type of stuff makes all other SEO efforts easier, guys. I'm telling you, full stop. This is the key to local SEO right now, is building brand authority. This is one of the ways to do it. You can also build brand authority through signals, which is what Local Fury does. Specifically, we're pushing brand signals more than anything. Like 90% of what we do is pushing brand authority, is to influence brand authority. And it works, especially when you have a published street address, right? Example, you guys seen this before? Take a look at this. Look what I just typed into the search results. Tree trimming LOU. You see the suggestions? Do you see all of these are text-based suggestions? Except for one. Which one? Louisville Felling Pro. It's got a map image. What else does it have? It has map location information because this has a published street address. It has location information in the suggest box. Now, what happens when you hover over this? And by the way, out of all those 10 suggestions, which one does your eye go to? That's a rhetorical question. It's obvious, right? Okay, what happens when you hover over it? Boom. Knowledge panel pops out in the suggest box. That doesn't happen by accident, right? It happens by having a strong brand and manipulating the search signals properly, right? That's something that we were able to accomplish doing what we do. Okay, I'll give you another example, right? Tree removal, LOU, and now it's gonna show me as a liar. Let's look at one more. Sometimes they come and they go, but we can see them come up. Look at that. Now that's also because remember I have a geolocated search right now. You can see it says Louisville, Kentucky. But that's all that matters, guys. I started typing in stump grinding. I got the stump GR with a geolocated browser and what entity what appears in the search suggest box. Louisville Felling Pro for a generic search query. I didn't even start to add the location modifier. Like I didn't even start to type LOU or anything. It's just got the stump GR. Now, again, take a look. Louisville. Now, for those of you that say, well, it's because you have a branded search, right? And you just finished a branded search, it's in your search history. Yeah, that may be true too. But let's just go take a look at something else. So let's just go take a look at in an incognito window now. I just showed you, I just opened up a new browser, incognito, okay? So there we go. I've just done a search query. It's going to show that it thinks I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now because of my Starlink. I'm connected through a Starlink. And so Google thinks I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now. I'm not. I'm in Southwestern Virginia. But now let's go ahead and just change this a bit. And first of all, let's go back to do tree trimming LOU. I just did tree trimming LO. Google thinks I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And look, what shows up? That same knowledge panel that I was just showing you guys. Okay, let's see if tree removal LOU now will pop. It's not. Not right now, it's not. That's fine. It comes and goes. But let's look at stump grinding. Stump. Look at that. I got the stump space, guys. Atlanta, Georgia. Stump grinding Louisville Felling Pro popped into there. That's done through branding and the search signals, how they are consistently sent to Google. Does that make sense? So these come and go. I've had this same sort of knowledge panel pop and search suggest for tree service, tree removal, tree trimming, and stump grinding, and also arborist. Right now, stump grinding and tree trimming appear to be the only two, but the other one, tree removal, comes and goes. Tree service has been gone for about a week. Arborist or arborist service comes and goes. So we're still figuring out how to get these to stick better. And we're not guaranteeing that, by the way, because there's a lot of other factors that have to be addressed in order for that to be effective or for us to be able to do that, which means the branding entity has to be well established, all of that.